Welcome to Alga ETH Group Incident Investigation, Reporting and Root Cause Analysis e-learning training. In this training, we will be covering the following items. The investigation strategy. How to gather factual information about the event or incident. Analyze the information and draw conclusions about the immediate cause and root causes. Incident reporting. Monitoring actions to ensure that identified actions are closed out and how to perform effective review. Lessons learned communication. Investigation strategy. Before the investigation can begin, there are two important issues that should be considered. First is safety of the scene. Second, casualty care. 1. Safety of the scene. Take note of the following. Is the area safe to approach? Is immediate action needed to eliminate danger even before casualties are approached? To ensure safety of the scene, the following needs to be carried out. Barricade the area of the accident, and keep everyone out. The only persons allowed inside the barricade should be rescue team, law enforcement, if needed, and investigators. Protect the evidence until investigation is complete. 2. Casualty care. Any injured people will require first aid treatment and may need hospitalization. This is, of course, a priority. It is also worth considering the welfare of uninjured bystanders who may be in shock. Once immediate danger has been eliminated and casualties have been attended to, a decision has to be made about the type or level of investigation. The incident, regardless of severity and classification, shall be immediately notified within 2 hours. 2. The location operations manager and QHSE representative, who will use the L4209.02 incident report to send the initial report to the Alga ETH Group QHSE manager and operations manager within 24 hours. Further escalation shall be as per L210 incident reporting, corrective action and continual improvement procedure. Gathering factual information about the event. 1. Establish investigation team. An investigation team shall be nominated to carry out investigation and identify the causes with recommendations to address the causes. As a standard, the investigation team are Location or Service Line Operations Manager, HR Representative, QHSE Representative, Supervisor from the area, not involved in the incident. Depending on the incident, the team may change and the operations manager or location QHSE may choose whoever will be the member of investigation team. 2. Secure the scene as soon as possible to prevent it being altered. 3. Collect witnesses' details quickly, before they start to move away. 4. Collect factual information from the scene and record it. This might be done by means of photographs, sketches, measurements, videos, written descriptions of factors such as wind speed, temperature, etc. Physical evidence such as samples, or the equipment that has failed. Marking up existing site/location plans. The investigator should come prepared with the appropriate equipment to record this information. Once the scene has been thoroughly examined, move on to the second source of information. The witnesses. Interview victims and witnesses. Good witness interview technique requires that the interviewer should hold the interview in a quiet room or area free from distractions and interruptions. Introduce themselves and try to establish rapport with the witness using appropriate verbal and body language. Explain the purpose of the interview, perhaps emphasizing that the interview is not about blaming people. Use open questions, such as those beginning with what, why, where, when, who, how, etc., that do not put words into the witness' mouth and do not allow them to answer with a yes or no. Keep an open mind. Take notes so that the facts being discussed are not forgotten. Ask the witness to write and sign a statement to create a record of their testimony. Thank the witness for their help. Here is the example of conducting witness interview.
Hi boss. How are you today?
All right. How you doing, Cindy?
Good. You want to talk to me?
Yes. I need to fill out this incident report, so
Okay.
I need to ask you some questions.
Okay.
All right. Tell me about your day, starting from when you came in to work, the day of the incident.
Okay. So it was icy, and so I took my time coming
Okay.
into work, and
Okay.
then walked over to the body shop. I went to the team room, I hung up my coat,
Okay.
and put my lunch in the fridge, and talked to Teresa a little bit, our team leader.
Yes. Yes.
So after that, I went to workstation 1 down there at the end of the B line.
Okay.
I worked on that job until first break.
Okay.
I went back to the team room, and I had a snack and read the newspaper for a little bit.
Okay.
Then I went to the workstation 2, so I rotated.
After
After break. And I worked on that job until lunch. I went to the cafeteria for lunch and sat with our team. And then after that, I rotated again onto workstation 3 there, that L bracket job.
Okay.
And that was a job that I was working on when the incident happened.
Okay. So what drew your attention to the incident?
I heard a loud crash. Yep.
Okay. Now, where were you at when the incident occurred?
I was at workstation 3, and I was loading the L bracket to the fixture.
Okay.
Yep.
About what time did this occur?
It was just before second break, so about 1:30.
Just before second break. Okay. Tell me exactly what you saw.
Okay. I was loading the L bracket to the fixture, and I saw out of the corner of my eye Larry, our material driver, on a
Okay.
fork truck, and he was coming around the corner.
Okay.
And he collided with a burden carrier, one of those carts with a flatbed. And when he hit it, his leg got pinned.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the burden carrier driver backed up, and that's when I saw his leg, and it looks like it's broke. I mean, there was quite a bit of blood, so.
Was anything that was going on different today than yesterday?
Nope. Pretty standard day.
Were there any other witnesses?
Not that I'm aware of. I was the only one there.
What do you think could have been done to prevent this incident?
You know how in other parts of the plant there's those mirrors? Maybe that would be good at that.
The globe mirrors?
Right, yeah, at the intersection there, so you could see oncoming traffic from both ways, yep.
Okay. Well, that's all the information I needed. I really thank you for your time.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Let us know how Larry's doing.
I definitely will.
All right.
Definitely will. Yeah.
Great.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a safe drive home.
Okay, you too.
All righty. Thank you.
Ask the witness to write and sign a statement to create a record of their testimony and use the document format L4209.03 as shown. Remember to have the witness to provide his printed name and signature. Various documents may be examined during an accident investigation, such as company policies, risk assessments, training records, safe systems of work, permits to work, maintenance records, site plans, area layout plans, previous accident reports, sickness and absence records. Sequence of events with corresponding date and time must be gathered before the incident happened, during or the event outcome and after the incident. These details will greatly help the investigation team to know what exactly happened, determine the causal factor, and identify the root cause and provide the necessary corrective action. What is causal factor? Causal factors are events that directly cause the primary event and need to be understood by the team, verified as factual, and developed to support the root cause. Causes need to be factually verified, as evidenced in the analysis methodology, and as identified in the list of data collected. The Swiss cheese model. The Swiss cheese model of accident causation, originally proposed by James Reason, likens human system defenses to a series of slices of randomly whole Swiss cheese arranged vertically and parallel to each other with gaps in between each slice. Reason hypothesizes that most accidents can be traced to one or more of 4 levels of failure. Organizational influences. Unsafe supervision. Preconditions for unsafe acts, and The unsafe acts themselves. In the Swiss cheese model, an organization's defenses against failure are modeled as a series of barriers, represented as slices of the cheese. The holes in the cheese slices represent individual weaknesses in individual parts of the system, and are continually varying in size and position in all slices. The system as a whole produces failure when holes in all of the slices momentarily align, permitting a trajectory of accident opportunity, so that a hazard passes through holes in all of the defenses, leading to an accident. Understanding root causes. A root cause analysis is a technique that helps the investigation team to look beyond the signs and symptoms of a problem, so we can understand the contributing factors and figure out what, ultimately, is causing the issue. Once the real root of a problem is identified, the team can start working on solutions that stop the problem from reoccurring. Many business leaders do realize the symptoms they can see and are dealing with are caused by problems they don't know about. When that's the case, discovering the actual source of the issue often requires using the right tools in brainstorming sessions with the investigation team. Alga ETH uses 5 why analysis technique to come up with the real root cause. This will start from the causal factor identified from the timeline of events. The investigation team shall keep asking questions until you get to the root cause of the problem. Causal factors. These are events that directly cause the primary event and need to be understood by the team, verified as factual, and developed to support the root cause. Immediate causes. These are the obvious causes that gave rise to the event itself. These will be the things that occurred at the time and place of the accident. Root causes. The source or core issue that lie behind the immediate causes. Here is the example of immediate and root cause, taking an example scenario of an employee has been hit by a reversing vehicle in a loading bay. Here is the example of 5 why root cause analysis. In this exercise, the causal factor identified from the timeline is: my tea is cold. Let's ask why the tea is cold. Why number 1 why the tea is cold? Because the kettle didn't heat the water. Why number 2 why the kettle didn't heat the water? Because there is no power, fuse in the plug was blown. Why number 3 why the fuse in the plug was blown? Because an incorrect rated fuse was fitted. Why number 4 because the required fuse was not specified. Why number 5 because there was no specification for the fuser. In this scenario, the underlying cause is: the incident was attributed to procedures missing, not developed. Causal factor is method, process. Root cause is procedures missing, not developed. And the root cause summary is procedures missing, not developed. There was no specification developed for the kettle fuser. To help identify the causal categories, subcategories, and root causes, use Alga ETH root cause tree located in L4209.02 Incident NC Report document. Using the L4209.02 Incident NC Report format, actions shall be provided for each root cause identified with complete name and target closeout date. Once the action has been assigned, the NCR format shall be sent for review by investigation team and signed by location QHSE and operations base manager. The status of the actions shall be tracked using L4209.01 Incident NC log. Follow-up by a meeting, email and discussion shall be carried out to ensure actions are closed out according to agreed time frame. When all actions had been completed, the review of implemented actions shall be reviewed for effectiveness in order to identify if action is working and whether the same non-conformity did not reoccur. The effective review shall be documented using Section 8 of L4209.02 Incident NC Report. Let's fill out the Incident NC Report using the incident scenario. Diesel power unit with serial number 123 shut down completely and was unable to restart after running in hole joint number 49 during 7-liner job. 1 hour in PT was recorded against the company operation. In Section 1, fill out the incident details as shown. Please use the risk matrix in the procedure L217 to identify the risk level. It is important to provide the complete names of the personnel involved in the incident and the investigation team. If the incident involves third-party or non-ALGA ETH team, complete name shall also be provided. Provide the description of the incident. It is very important to provide the serial number of the equipment involved in the incident if any. This will enable the investigation team to identify exactly the tool for further investigation and proper rectification. The immediate action taken shall be provided. Using Section 2 of the format, start in chronological order and list the date, time, and a detailed description of the sequence of activities leading up to the event outcome. A sequence of activities is the detailed step-by-step facts beginning with a point in time when the operation was normal. The sequence of events must be accompanied by a brief statement as well as a date and time, if known. Timelines may not start with the day the event occurred, and they must also include the point in time which set the event in motion. Determine if the activity was a factor or not a factor of the event outcome. If a factor, yes needs to be answered. If not a factor, then no needs to be answered. To make this determination, the team will need to have at hand and have reviewed and understood all activities of the timeline with any supporting or known evidence. When the activity is considered a factor that leads up to the event outcome, the team will need to determine a cause for this activity on the timeline and shall be marked as yes. This item shall then be copied to Section 7 of the format for 5Y analysis. The event outcome in this scenario is: diesel power unit with serial number 123 shut down completely and was unable to restart after running in hole joint number 49 during 7-liner job. 1 hour in PT was recorded against the company operation. After the negative event, continue in chronological order the detailed description of the sequence of activities. This shall be documented in Section 4 timeline after event outcome. Using the given scenario, let's perform the 5Y analysis. The causal factor identified in the timeline is: diesel power unit with serial number 123 shut down completely and was unable to restart after running joint number 49. Let us start the why questioning. 1. Why did this occur? Upon inspection in workshop, it was identified that the diesel tank was contaminated with sand and the fuel filter was also blocked. 2. Why did this occur? Current General Maintenance and Inspection Checklist, AL4206.05 Rev. 01, does not include the requirement to periodically drain the fuel tank, remove the top cover and flush the tank and inspect during maintenance in the workshop. 3. Why did this occur? Current General Maintenance and Inspection Checklist was developed, not accurate, needs improvement. In this case, the underlying cause is: the incident was attributed to procedures developed, needed improvements. The causal factor is process, method, which is taken from root cause tree. Root cause summary is: developed, not accurate, needs improvement. Current General Maintenance and Inspection Checklist does not include the requirement to periodically drain the fuel tank, remove the top cover and flush the tank and inspect. Note that this exercise shall be repeated if there are more than one causal factor identified in the timeline. Know when to stop asking why. The team will have revealed the nature of the root cause when asking why produces no more useful responses, and the team can go no further. Once 5Y is completed, plot down the causal factor and root cause summary in section 5 of the format. In this example, the causal factor identified from timeline is diesel power unit with serial number 123 shut down completely and was unable to restart after running joint number 49. The causal factor, system category is process, method root cause summary. Developed, not accurate, needs improvement. Current general maintenance and inspection checklist does not include the requirement to periodically drain the fuel tank, remove the top cover and flush the tank and inspect. In section number 6, all actions identified shall be provided for each root cause identified with description of action, complete name of personnel to take action and target completion date. Prepared by and approved by shall be secured prior circulation and/or communication of the incident report. Here is the example of completed incident report. To communicate the incident and ensure that the same issue does not happen in other ALGA ETH location, the QHSE personnel within the location of the incident shall complete the L4212.05 QHSE alert and circulate to relevant ALGA ETH location. The communication shall be delivered via email, meeting and/or toolbox talk and shall be documented using L4212.03 training course. Meeting attendance record and records shall be maintained in relevant shared folder. The last part is the effectiveness review of the actions implemented. This date of when the effectiveness review shall be performed and be decided during finalizing the incident report. The review shall cover minimum 10 data points or samples. This shall be performed by QHSE department with assistance from operations team or based on type of the incident. On this scenario, 10 job numbers where application of diesel power unit was utilized for the job and the action implemented did not reoccur. Based on this, conclusion was made as the corrective action was fully implemented and there were no similar failure or NPT experienced at the rig site. The corrective action was effective and this NCR is closed as effective reviewed. Once the effective review is completed, L4209.01 incident NC log shall be marked as effective reviewed as shown.